Continuing with percentages. When we get a percentage problem, again, these are frequently given to us as word problems. Okay. Always read through and determine what are they asking. What do they want to know? Do they want to know what is my percentage? Do they want to know how much do I still owe on this percentage? Things like that. Okay. Because depending on what they ask, depends on what you are going to do. Right? For instance, I've got a formula up here. Ignore it for the time being. We're going to go over some stuff and then I'm going to tell you how it relates to the formula. Okay? One example of a word problem you may get is, let's say, Jack borrows $1,000 from his friend Joe. Jack pays Joe $300 back. What percentage does Jack still owe Joe? So we're going to write this out. He borrowed $1,000. Right? He paid $300 back. Okay, this is the information that problem has given me. What is the question? The question was, what percentage does Jack still owe Joe? So, what percentage is still owed? That is my question. What percentage is still owed? Okay? So, in order to do this, we need to figure out what percentage you paid, right? We know we paid 300, but that's not a percentage. This is where this formula comes in. Ignore this half, we haven't gotten there yet. Part over base, okay? The base is your base number. In this case, how much did he borrow? He borrowed $1,000, right? What is the part? And notice we're looking for the part or the percentage still owed. He paid 300. How much is he still owing? Subtract, right? 1,000 minus 300 that he's already paid. He still owes $700. Okay? So I've got 700 over 1,000. That will give me a percentage. Okay? And again, we just finished doing the percentage from a fraction. And you may be going, well, we're over 1,000 this time. Right? And we aren't. It can still be figured out. The easiest way to do it, if you have two zeros, if you have a 0 on top and a 0 on bottom, you can cross them out. Make sure you cross them both out. Right? One on top, one on bottom. This leaves me with 70 over 100. If I'm looking to get simpler, I can keep going until I run out of zeros. But in this case, I'm looking for a percentage. 70 over 100 is 70%. Jack still owes Joe 70% of what he borrowed. That's what this is telling us. Okay? In this case, notice this piece over here. Rate over 100. You will come across word problems where they give you the percentage and they want either the part or the base. Okay? Typically they will give you at least two of these things. They would either give you the part and the base, in which case we're looking for the rate. Notice it's 70 over 100. We found it. Okay? Or they will give you the rate, typically as a percentage. Right? So if they told me that Jack still has to pay 70% of $1,000 that he borrowed, and they ask me how much is he paid, then I'm looking for the part. I'm looking for this $300, right? So I would put 70 up here. I would put 1,000 down here as the base, and then I could figure out the missing piece by shuffling those pieces around, right? There's a format that they use to, there's a way it's written, yeah, this, and it can be confusing when you first see it, but once you understand it, it's nice and simple. It is P Then you have a division sign, and a division sign, and then below that you have B and R. And what this means is this is a shorthand formula. Okay? Part, base, rate. They will only ever give you 2 of these in any equation or any problems they give you, okay? Your task is to determine what did they give me. Did they give me the part and the base, and I have to find the rate or the percentage? Did they give me the rate and the base? Okay, there's a multiplication sign between here. What this tells me is if they give me the part and the rate, I'm going to take the part, I'm going to divide it by the rate, yeah, and that will give me the base. If they give me the base and the rate, I multiply those two, and it will give me the part. If they give me the part and the base, I will divide the part by the base, and it will give me the rate. Okay? So when you first see this, it can be kind of confusing, but it is a short, condensed formula for this. This keeps me from having to move pieces around on this one. Okay? So, when you see these, and you're working with percentages, okay, the first task you have to solve these, identify your pieces. What did they give me? What am I finding? Okay? Did they give me a part and a base, and I'm finding the rate? Did they give me the rate and the base, and I'm finding a part? Those are your first questions. What did they give me? What am I finding? Once you have those down, I prefer to label them, even inside the word problem. You put a P next to the part, a B next to the base, and an R next to the rate, right? Come to this equation. Determine, do I need to multiply those two numbers? Do I need to divide those two numbers? Or divide these two numbers? Okay? This piece can be kind of confusing. If you have questions about it, please ask. Okay? If you're one of my students, you have multiple ways to get a hold of me. If you're somebody else just viewing these videos, please ask in the comments. If you have a question about it, somebody else probably does as well. We will either answer in the comments, or we will make another video if we need to. I say we because I am filming these, but there are 4 or 5 of us who can answer that question, who have access to this, okay? We will get back to you. Please ask your questions. Thank you.